welcome back to My Mom Life. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Jordan, and today it's Fall Food Friday. I'm making some cheesecake stuffed pumpkin cookies. I mean, does it get any better than that? Let's get started. So like I said, it is Fall Food Friday. This recipe is so good. I cannot wait to share it with you. I will have the recipe linked in the description box for you, as well as the Fall Food Friday playlist. Not sure how it's working with Falon not doing it the full month, but I'm gonna go ahead and continue doing it every Friday this month. So let's get started making these cheesecake filled pumpkin cookies. All right, I have all of my ingredients out for the cookie part of this. So I'll walk you through those ingredients. I have some flour, salt, baking soda, baking powder, some vanilla flavoring, 2 egg yolks, a stick and a half of butter at room temperature. Also, the egg yolks are supposed to be at room temperature. I have some brown sugar, pumpkin pie spice, and our half a cup of pumpkin. Before we get started, we're going to do something with this pumpkin. We're going to get as much of the moisture out of it as possible. So let me set all of the other ingredients to the side, and we're gonna work on our pumpkin. Okay, to do this, we are going to take our pumpkin and spread it out onto a plate. The recipe says that this is absolutely necessary for the texture of our cookies, so I definitely don't want to skip this step. I know a lot of pumpkin cookies can turn out kind of cakey, and these are supposed to be more of a chewy texture, so I'm interested to see if this actually really works. So we're going to spread this out. It's half a cup of pumpkin into a thin layer. And then I have some paper towels. I'm going to just lightly press, and we're going to soak up all of that moisture and then keep doing this until we get most of the moisture soaked up. Okay, there's our first one. I'm gonna set that in the trash and keep going. It said to try and do this about 4 times. It's definitely still got a lot of moisture in there. This may deter people away from wanting to try this recipe, but it really isn't one of those like steps that takes a lot of time or is a big deal. Some recipes are really in depth and are a lot of trouble to do, but this is easy. So I'm just going to keep doing this until I get most of that moisture out of this pumpkin. I'm gonna move it around a little bit just to make sure that I'm getting anything on the bottom. So I'm just gonna kind of try and, I don't know, flip it over. Just re-spread it out and then keep going. 2 more times, I think. Okay, I've done it 4 times. I'm gonna do it one more time. I'm definitely not getting as much on my paper towel, so I'm gonna do it one more time and just make sure we did it thoroughly. I'll mix it around again. It's definitely a lot thicker, so that is good. Okay, I think that's good. I definitely got a lot of moisture out of this pumpkin, so now we are going to get our cookie dough together. I already put together our cheesecake filling. Let me show you how I did that. For the cheesecake filling, you're gonna need 6 ounces of cold cream cheese. Make sure that you don't let this get soft. You want it cold. And then we're gonna add in some vanilla flavoring and 3 tablespoons of sugar. You wanna get your electric mixer out and go ahead and beat this for 2 minutes until all of that sugar is dissolved, and then we are going to scoop out 16 equal portions of this cream cheese cheesecake filling. Once I had the filling nice and smooth, I went ahead and got my smallest scoop. You can use just a tablespoon or however you want to do it, but we're going to get 16 equal, or as equal as we can get them, size scoops out of our cheesecake filling. Once I had all of my scoops of cheesecake filling on there, I went ahead and popped this in the freezer for a couple of hours until they were totally frozen. You want these completely frozen. Okay, now that I showed you how to make the cheesecake filling, let's make the pumpkin cookie dough. I went ahead and just set another paper towel on here to hang out while I am whisking together our dry ingredients. So I'm going to measure out our flour. We need 1 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. To the flour, I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon of pumpkin pie spice. And then we need 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, baking soda, and salt. I'm just gonna mix these together, and then we will set this aside and start creaming our butter and brown sugar. All right, in the bowl of my mixer, I'm gonna add in the butter. It's 3/4 cup of butter, which is 1 1/2 sticks. And then we need 1 cup of brown sugar. All right, I'm gonna take this over to my mixer and we are gonna cream this together until it is nice and creamy. It says for about 2 minutes. Okay, it's been about 2 minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and add in the egg yolks and then the vanilla. And we're gonna go ahead and beat this until it is incorporated, and then we'll add in our pumpkin. I'm gonna go ahead and scrape down the sides though, because it's kind of sticking to the sides. I'm gonna go ahead and scrape down the sides again, and then we're gonna add in our pumpkin. With my mixer on low speed, I'm gonna go ahead and add in the flour a little bit. I'll probably do half and then add the rest in once this is incorporated a little bit. All right, I don't wanna overmix it, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop there. And then I'll just give it a turn with my spatula. Here is our pumpkin cookie dough. Now we're going to roll this out into 16 equal size balls. So I think, yeah, we need a 2 tablespoon cookie scoop, which I am going to grab, and then we will scoop it out and roll it into balls. All right, I have my parchment paper here. This is just to scoop the cookies out onto, and then we're going to bake, there's a fly. We're gonna bake 6 at a time on a tray. So that'll give me 12 if I do 2 trays at a time. So we'll need to have some like just hanging out until the oven's ready. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can get 16 equal scoops here. All right, I have my cheesecake centers pulled out of the freezer. They are frozen. So now I'm afraid this is just gonna stick to my hand. So I got some spray. I'm gonna go ahead and oil my hands so that hopefully this does not just stick to my hands. And I'm gonna take one of our little centers and try and carefully cover it. It's totally frozen, so that's good. And we're just gonna roll our cookie into a ball like that. I'm just gonna keep going until I have them all filled. One thing that I forgot to do is make the sugar that goes on the outside of the cookies. So what I'm gonna do is transfer all of our cookie dough balls to my pan that I had the cheesecake filling freezing on. I'm gonna pop this in the freezer because it's not gonna hurt to firm this cookie dough up because it's very soft. And in fact, what I wanted to say is make sure you spray your hands while you're filling them because it will definitely stick. It got hard to do when the oil started coming off my hands. So spray your hands when you are rolling the filling around when you're rolling the dough around the filling. So I'm gonna pop this back into the freezer. Our oven is preheated to 350 degrees. We're going to mix up some sugar and pumpkin pie spice, and then we will roll our cookie dough balls in the spiced sugar and we'll bake them up. Okay, to make the sugar mixture, we just need a 1/4 cup of white sugar, which I have in this bowl, and some pumpkin pie spice. I need 1/2 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. We're just going to mix that up and that is good to go. I grabbed my cookie dough balls. They are just slightly cold. They weren't in there very long, just a couple minutes, long enough for them to firm up just a little bit. They're not so sticky. Now I'm going to coat 6 of them per tray in this cinnamon or pumpkin pie spice sugar mixture. If you wanted to tone down the spice a little bit, you could just do cinnamon in this mixture because the pumpkin pie spice has ginger and all of those yummy spices in it, but that's not everybody's cup of tea. So if you did want to substitute cinnamon, you definitely could do that. I just pressed down on them a tiny bit. I'm gonna do 5 because I don't know how much they're gonna spread. I could probably fit 6, but we'll have to do 3 pans anyways, so it's fine. These are gonna bake in a 350-degree oven for 12 to 15 minutes. So I will show you what they look like when they're all done baking. Don't forget, when you are not baking, like the ones that aren't going in the oven, put those back in the freezer just so that they don't get too soft. Otherwise that cream cheese filling might just leak out on you and you don't want that. You want it to stay as the filling. Okay, I have my second pan ready. I went ahead and put 6 on this pan, and then these are the ones that I'm gonna pop back in the freezer. I went ahead and coated them in the sugar, so as soon as the other ones are done, I can just pop these on and throw them in the oven. Here are our finished pumpkin cookies. These are absolutely delicious. They're not your typical pumpkin cookie. They're not cakey at all. They're chewy and delicious. I hope that you guys try this recipe. I know there are a few more steps to making these than just your typical cookie, but I am telling you, it is so worth it. Thank you so much for watching my video today. If you liked it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope you subscribe and stick around, and I'll see y'all in my next one. Bye guys.